Welcome back. You're still watching Network Africa on Channels Television. Now, for weeks, we've been bringing you reports and analysis about illegal migration in terms of casualties, how more unfortunate cases which could lead to the loss of lives could be prevented, and the situations in those destination countries, as well as countries from which they depart. Now, today we're going to be looking at the story of a boy who shares tales of journeys made from his home in Libya and then onward via boat to Italy.
Children interviewed by Save the Children teams on the southern island of Lampedusa have recounted extremely disturbing stories of their journeys from their country of origin to the transit point in Libya and then on via boat to Italy. They are often deeply distressed upon arrival, with many unaware of where they have landed. 16-year-old Ismail from Somalia was one child interviewed by the charity after being rescued at sea on February 15, 2015. His name had been changed to protect his identity and his face and voice obscured. Asked why he had made the dangerous journey in the first place, Ismail said he didn't want to end up in one of the many criminal Somali gangs.
You must become their team or their group. If you say no, they will kill you. And if you say, yes, I will come your group, they told you to kill another people without reason.
Some children have been exploited and abused by traffickers, and others have told of being handcuffed and beaten in Libyan detention cells until their families could send money for the crossing to Italy.
In Libya, we come a house for someone, and he asked me, he told me, come, welcome to hell, you know. That was they call it hell. So when we entered the house, he started to beat us by stick and by the dawn of the gun, you know. Then he said, if you don't pay the money was, 4,700. At that time, he said, you must buy 5,000. Otherwise, you will die. So he gave me a telephone, and I called my parents. I say, you must pay the money as soon as possible. Otherwise, I will die. My mother, she cried very. She get more sad, you know.
The illegal boats in which the migrant travel are often overcrowded, prone to leaks and break down regularly in the open sea. One 16-year-old boy told staff that he witnessed fellow migrants pushed overboard by the traffickers because they were ill and weak. The majority of the unaccompanied children who have arrived in Italy by boat this year through Libya are from Eritrea and Somalia, while others are from sub-Saharan and West Africa, including the Gambia, Mali, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Nigeria, and Guinea. Most of the families and accompanied children arriving here have been Syrians. Save the Children has calculated a total of more than 700 unaccompanied children who are still living in the initial reception facilities in Italy, while they wait to be placed in children's homes where they will begin the long process of integration into Italian society.
Now, Libya is still under fire from various militant groups, including the Islamic State. In a bid to retaliate against the group, warplanes from Libya's internationally recognized government attacked the last functioning airport in Tripoli. Now, that's the capital controlled by a rival administration. The move is the latest in a string of tit-for-tat strikes, and the rival governments and parliaments are battling for control of the North African country and its oil resources 4 years after the ousting of Muammar Gaddafi. Mohammed al-Hijazi, that's the spokesman for the forces loyal to the internationally recognized Prime Minister Abdullah al-Thani, has said that they had attacked the airport due to its outside state legitimacy. Tini and the elected parliament have been confined to a rump state in the east since an armed faction seized Tripoli in the west over the summer. reinstating the previous assembly and setting up a rival administration. The country is dominated by armed groups who helped oust the Muammar Gaddafi back in 2011 and now fight over territory and resources, while Islamists have also taken advantage of the chaos in order to expand their operations. Still looking at situations in Libya, now Bangladesh has confirmed that one of its citizens was among 9 foreign workers taken hostage last week by the Islamic State militant group in an attack on a Libyan oil field. Foreigners have increasingly become targets in Libya's turmoil, where two rival governments are still battling for control, and Islamist extremists, as we told you earlier, have grown in the chaos that followed the ousting of the former president. Bangladesh's foreign ministry identified the abducted citizen as Hilal Uddin, who was a resident of Jamalpur, northwest of Dhaka, capital of the South Asian nation. Now, it's been a relative